everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Eleusinian Society. So recently somebody sent me this Bible quiz from Unbox The Bible channel on YouTube. It says 3 rounds, 3 levels, 30 questions. I have not done it yet, but somebody told me to do a quiz, and I guess all of you are going to join me. So let's start, and we'll see how many we can get right and or wrong. For those of you who don't know, I had initially started schooling for theology, and then it just kind of didn't work out, but I've always had a drive for religious history and scripture. So let's see how well we can do on this Bible quiz. The question is, like, how hard is there hard and how easy is there easy?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Here are 10
All right, round
easy
1.
questions. Question 1. According to Genesis, how many days did it take for God to create the world?
It's
Was
easy
it 4,
because, you know, it's the
5,
easy one, but I'm going to go with
6,
6 because on the
or 7?
7th day, God rested. 6 is my answer, number C, or letter C.
The answer was
Oh, big shock.
6.
Big shock.
Question 2. In the time of Noah, what object did God put in the sky as a reminder that he wouldn't flood the earth
That's
again?
going to be a strong
Was
B
that
for
a
me.
cloud, a rainbow, a shooting star, or a pillar of
Yeah, it's
smoke?
definitely B, a rainbow.
The answer was B.
All right, 2 for
a
2.
rainbow.
Not bad. Not bad start.
Question 3. How many plagues did God?
So I know the answer to this,
Egyptians.
but recently I saw a
5,
meme where, like, on
7,
Passover, a lady had
8,
1 plague for
or
every
10?
finger, so it's going to be 10 for me. Letter D. You know, I'm going to put that
God
meme in
sent
the, like
10
on the screen.
plagues. Question 4. Who was thrown into a den of
Ooh.
lions by King
That's letter A.
Darius?
That's
Was
Daniel
that Daniel,
in the lion
David,
pit.
Moses, or Abraham?
Yeah, I mean, the other 3 don't even have anything to do with
That
lions,
was Daniel.
except for, well, Noah's not on there.
Question 5. Who was saved by being put into a basket as a baby and placed in the reeds in the River Nile?
That's A,
Was that
Moses.
Noah,
But if
Samuel,
I mentioned that in my
Solomon?
last video, the best dressed person in the Bible, go check out that video if you haven't already. I know the title's kind of dumb, but it's
The answer
kind of
was
interesting.
A,
It goes over like the high
Moses.
priest of the temple garb.
Question 6. Who baptized Jesus? Was that Peter, John the Baptist?
So Peter, a
Andrew,
man that he never met by
or
this point.
no
Andrew, a
one.
guy that
He
he's never
wasn't
met at this
baptized.
point. He wasn't baptized, or the guy who's literally called the Baptist.
The answer
surprise.
is B, John the
I'm so
Baptist.
shocked.
Question 7. How many men did Jesus
Ooh,
feed?
a lot
with
of
just
people
5
probably wouldn't
loaves
get the
and
answer to
2
this
fish?
because
Was it
there's a lot of like numbers
100,
thrown around, but I'm gonna go with D.
500,
I'm gonna go with 5,000.
3,000, or 5,000?
That just makes sense. 5,000. Nice.
That was
Awesome.
5,000.
So we're 7 for 7 so far.
Question 8. Which disciple betrayed Jesus?
So the answer is C, but if you read
John,
the Gnostic book of
Philip,
Judas Iscariot,
Judas
tells a different
Iscariot,
story.
or Thomas?
So yeah, they're gonna say C, but there is another story that could possibly prove that Judas
The
actually
answer was
didn't
C, Judas Iscariot.
betray him, that it was all a part of a plan. I don't know.
Question 9. How many gospel accounts are there?
Well, I mean,
there
there's lots of them, but
2,
4 synoptic
3,
and canonical
or 4?
gospels, that's definitely going to be D4. But yeah, I mean,
The answer is D.
there's lots of
4.
gospels out there that are not a part of the Bible, the accepted
Question
Bible.
10. In the parable of the prodigal son, how many sons did the
Oh,
father have?
that's 2. He had
Was
the one
that
that stayed at
1,
home, and he had the one that
2,
went off
3,
and then came
or
back.
4?
So it's B.
The answer was B. He had two sons.
Good.
Round
Killing it
2.
so far. 10 for
Here
10.
are 10
Slightly more challenging. Okay, here we go.
Question 11. What was the name of Abraham's son born to Sarah's servant?
So Hagar, Isaac was from Sarah, but Hagar had Ishmael, so I'm going to say B. Please be B. Yes.
The answer
Awesome.
was B.
Awesome.
Ishmael. Question 12. When Moses heard the voice of God from the burning bush, what did God
Oh, that's
ask
going to be
him
A,
remove?
his sandals.
Was that his sandals,
Come
his
on.
head covering, his outer garment, or his ring?
Yeah, that's definitely his sandals. A.
God asked him to remove his sandals.
All right, next question.
Question 13. What was the name of the city whose walls collapsed after
Okay,
the Israelites
so not Canaan, not
marched
Gath.
around it
Goshen
once
is where
a day for
Moses is
6
from, and
days,
it's
7
D,
times
Jericho.
on the 7th day,
Fun fact,
and
that
then
was
blew
actually
their
the name of my
trumpets?
first ever band
Was
I was
that
a part of.
Canaan, Goshen,
Because we thought we were so cool
Gath,
that we'd play music so
or
loud that
Jericho?
the walls would come crumbling down. So yeah, D, Jericho.
That
Awesome.
was Jericho.
13 for 13.
Question 14. What were the jobs of the 2 men who were in prison with Joseph and had their dreams interpreted? Were they a farmer and shepherd, a servant
It wasn't
and
that
magician,
one.
or a cupbearer and baker?
Oh yeah, it was the
or
baker and
a
cupbearer, because he
warrior
talked
and a
about
builder?
the crops, and so they wouldn't have bread. So definitely C, cupbearer and baker. Awesome.
The answer was C, a cupbearer and a baker.
Oh
Question
jeez.
15. How many stones did David have?
How many
when he
stones?
went out to fight
3, 5,
Goliath?
7, or 10?
Was that 3?
Okay, I'm gonna go with a
5,
middle number,
7,
just to
or
play
10?
it safe. I don't actually know this, but I'm gonna say B, 5. It's either B or C. Cool.
The
Cool.
answer is 5.
Wow.
Question 16.
Oh jeez.
Who anointed Saul to be the first king of Israel? Was that Eli,
Who anointed Saul to
Jonathan,
be
Nathan, or Samuel?
D, Samuel? I think. Samuel was a king, right?
The answer was D.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Samuel. Question 17. What was Jesus' first recorded miracle?
That was
walking
the
on
wedding
water,
at Cana, which is turning water into wine, so it's B.
the healing of a man with leprosy, or the calming
Walking
of
on
the
the
storm?
water was too late. Healing of a man with leprosy, that was well into his ministry. Nice.
The answer was B, turning water
17
into
for
wine.
17.
Question 18. Which book of the Bible contains the account
So
of the Tower
Babel
of Babel?
definitely happened in Genesis.
Is that
That's going to be A.
Exodus, Leviticus, or
Yeah.
Numbers?
Yeah, definitely A.
The answer is A,
Awesome.
Genesis. Question 19. When John the Baptist was preaching in the wilderness, what 2 things did he
I remember
eat?
this because
Was
they
that
made us try
bread
this
and
at Bible
fish,
camp when we were kids.
figs and
They actually had like
bread,
crickets
locust
and
honey,
like a little
or
thing of honey, and we had to eat
lamb
them,
and
and they
bitter
were like,
herbs?
"Oh, this is what John ate in the desert," and we were kids, so we thought it was cool that we were eating bugs.
The answer was C, locust and honey. Question 20. Which of Jesus' disciples used to be
So that's
a
gonna
tax
be-
collector?
Yeah, that's
Was
going to be
that
B.
Andrew,
Matthew was the
Matthew,
tax collector. He was
Peter,
formerly known as Levi.
John?
A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, his name was Levi before he became Matthew.
The answer was
Oh.
B. Matthew.
They have
who was
that.
also
They literally
called
have that in the
Levi.
corner. I'm sorry.
Round 3. Here are 10 difficult
All right.
questions.
Here comes the difficult ones.
Question 21. According to Matthew's Gospel, who were the first 2 disciples?
Okay, this is a
to
trick
follow
question.
Jesus? Was that Peter
Because
and
it's
Andrew,
Simon and Andrew
James and
before
John,
Peter, before Simon
Matthew
became
and
Peter.
Thomas,
So it should be
or
Simon and
Thaddeus
Andrew, but
and
I'm gonna go
Philip?
with A, Peter and Andrew, because I'm assuming they're talking about, yeah.
The answer is A.
So that's definitely
Peter
it.
and Andrew. Question 22. Who
Vashti,
was
Vashti, Vashti.
in the Bible?
Vashti was a queen,
One of Lot's daughters, or the
so it's
queen
either
at the
B,
beginning of Esther,
C, or
or
D.
one of Solomon's wives, or
Hmm.
King Zimri's wife.
D? King Zimri's wife?
The answer is B.
You know, and we had a
She was
perfect
queen
score up until...
at the beginning of the book of Esther.
Oh, well. We're 21 for 22. That's not bad.
Question 23. How long were the Hebrews living
So this one's up
in
for debate
Egypt?
historically.
Was it 150 years?
But I'm going to have to go with
270
D
years,
because it was like 400 years that they said that they lived there.
365 years, or 430
So yeah, I'm going to say
years?
D. It's either C or D, but I'm pretty sure it's D. Yeah.
The answer's D.
Yeah, they say like
430
four
years.
centuries in the under captivity.
Question 24. What is the sixth
Okay, hold on. We got to
commandment?
pause. We got to pause.
Is it
We got to pause the video
You shall
here.
not-
So this is actually a very controversial thing that I've gotten into arguments with people over before. So growing up, I always had this kind of mnemonic device for how to remember the first 5 commandments. So it's 1, there's no other God before me. 2, don't take the Lord's name in vain. 3 is keep holy the Sabbath. So we always said, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 is honor thy father, mother, brother, and sister. And then 5 is thou shalt not kill. But what I learned in my adult life is that's actually a Catholic thing. See, I grew up Catholic, and Catholicism, well, the 10 Commandments in Catholicism is actually very different from the Protestant commandments. So they have thou shalt not worship idols as commandment number 2. And then they kind of push everything else down. So from what I grew up with, the 6th commandment would be you shall not commit adultery. However, it all depends on what they're going with. So if you're talking about like a Protestant scripture, then it would be thou shalt not murder, I believe. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those 2. It's gray. I'm not going to count this question.
Honor your father and your mother.
Yeah, it's definitely not C or D, but the first 2 are up for debate.
The answer is A.
Okay,
You
so they
shall
went
not
they went
murder.
with the Protestant version of the commandments.
Question 25. Who cut off Samson's hair?
Ooh.
Was that Delilah?
So Delilah was the one who
Delilah's
kind of
father,
divulged the secret of
or
him having a
the
weakness in
rulers
his
of the
hair.
Philistines?
It wasn't her
Or
father.
was it an unnamed man?
I don't remember, so I'm going to say D, an unnamed man, because I really don't remember hearing a
The
name.
answer is D. An
Okay.
unnamed man.
Yeah. Okay. That was
Question
good.
26. Which 2 books of the Bible open with the same 3
I actually know this
words?
one.
Is that Matthew and Zechariah?
Nope.
Mark and 1 Kings? Luke and Acts? Or John and
Yeah,
Genesis?
so it's definitely D, because they both start with in the beginning, because one of them goes through the lineage, and
The
Genesis
answer
starts
is
with in the
D.
beginning.
The Gospel of John
Yep.
and Genesis
Yep.
both begin with in the beginning.
Hmm.
Question 27.
That's not bad.
In which book of the Bible do we read about a character called Mordecai? Is that Ruth?
So,
Esther,
I only know
Amos,
about this because
or Micah?
I had to read the book of Ruth for Masonic study. So I'm going to say A, the book of Ruth, because Mordecai was her husband, I believe.
The answer is B, Esther.
Oh no, it was
Mordecai
Esther.
was Esther's adoptive father.
Adopted father, that's what it was. Okay. Shoot.
Question 28. What did Jacob call the place where he had his dream about a stairway to heaven?
Okay.
Was that Bethel,
Yeah, this one's definitely
Dan,
A.
Bochim, or
Yeah, this
Eden?
one's definitely A. There's a lot of like chapters of Job's daughters that are named Bethel because of this very scripture
The
reading.
answer is A,
Yeah,
Bethel.
definitely. Edom and Bochim.
Question 29. According to Matthew's Gospel, who did Jesus say in the Beatitudes will see God? Is that the poor in spirit, the meek, the pure in heart,
Ooh.
or the peacemakers?
There's so many of them that sound the same, but I think it's pure in heart. I'm gonna go with C. So the pure in heart, they
The
will
answer
see.
is C,
Yeah.
the pure in heart.
Okay, cool. All right, last question.
Question 30. Which is the only miracle, apart from the resurrection, which is recorded in all 4 Gospels? Is that
So
the 10 lepers being healed?
I know it's
or
C,
Lazarus
but it
being raised from
surprises
the
me.
dead,
It surprises me
the
that
feeding of the
B isn't the
5,000,
one because like
or
raising
Jesus
a guy from the
walking
dead
on
is
the
kind of
water?
arguably more memorable than the feeding of the 5,000. But it's C. I know that.
The answer is C,
Yeah.
the feeding of the 5,000.
Awesome. Well, I mean, not bad. We didn't do terrible.
If you
Yeah. So, well, there's 30 questions. We got 2 of them wrong and 1 iffy. So at best, we got 27 right, with an arguable half point on the commandments question. But yeah, thank you to my subscriber who sent me this video. I really appreciate it. It was fun. Let me know if you want to see more of these types of videos. I hope that we can do another one, maybe with a little bit harder questions. But thank you for joining us again on the Eleusinian Society. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you, and have a good one.